Okay, now we're going to cut out the door, which is going to be right over here. But first thing I need to do is I need to go over here and put another stud called a king stud that goes from top to bottom that sort of borders this window. And what I'm going to do, of course, it's just kind of hanging in space right now. We do need to secure that. I'm going to again copy. Oops. Okay. Let me try it again. Copy. Select objects, enter. And we're going to specify our base point. We're going to drag it right there to our butts up right there. Okay. All right. So now we're finally secure. We've got all of our studs in place. All right. And now I need to cut out the door. In order to cut out this door, I need to turn my construction layer back on. There we go. And I'm going to put that door right in here. Now I can use the rectangle tool. I just can lock it in right here. Pull it. Oops, I'm still on the construction layer. Let's change that. Change it to the wall plan layer. And click on rectangle tool again. Click in that intersection. Line it up with this intersection right over here. Right there. Okay, so I can drag this down and tie it in right there. Alright, so we got that. Now we can cut the 2x4s, or the 2x4s that are in that area out. And we'll just do that, click trim tool, enter. And we want to cut this one and these two, and we're good. Alright, so now there's my door opening. And I have to do some trim work to it. I have to put a header on it again. Offset. I'm going to offset 5-1/2 inches. Click on the line. Oops. Okay. Okay, I forgot to explode that. So let me explode that rectangle. There we go. Try that again. Offset. It still says 5.5 inches. I'm good. Click, move up. There we go. There's our 5.5 inch header. Trim, enter. And I'm going to trim that stud there right across here. Okay. Now I'm going to extend the 1.5 inches, which is the width of a 2x4. So I'm gonna, let's see, I'm just gonna select the line, click, drag to the left a little bit, type in 1-1/2 inches, enter. There we go. Same thing here. Drag 1-1/2 inches, enter. And then I'm gonna draw everything out. Finish up my lines here. Just like I did the window. Just start the line tool, grab the tip, bring it down and over. Now I'll do the same. Now I don't have to do that to the bottom of the door, because that door, that bottom right here, once that wall is put up, that's going to be cut out when they install the door. Okay, so that won't actually be there anymore. But I do have to do some further trimming. I do have to put trimmers on either side of that header. And the ground basically is what's going to be supporting that instead of the seal. And let's see, we're going to just copy this line. Okay, we're going to offset that line. We're going to offset 1-1/2 inches. Over there, then over there. Okay, now we also need king studs here, and again, those studs are going to extend the full extent, and I like to tie in these ends here. So let's copy one of those, enter, find me a point, line it up right there. There we go. Now I'm going to do this one, line it up there, and click. Alright, so that shores up the very ends there. Now I have a space in here. I don't know, that space doesn't quite, it probably does, it's probably about 2.5 inches. Let's see. So I need another stud, and right now that's empty space that you're looking at. And to show you, I'll go ahead and put a hatch inside of that stud. And of course it, okay, so there we are. There's that stud, and here's my header and all that kind of stuff. Here, let me do the header too. So there's the header, and there's that little trimmer I just placed in there. Actually, the header extends out to here. Okay, so now I have an empty spot right in there. Now I want to shore that up. I have to put a king stud. I could move this stud right here over until it butts up against there, but then I'm going to be, challenging the integrity of my 16-inch centers. Some people would do that, and it's perfectly fine. I've never heard of any bad results from doing that. But I'm going to do it the way I do it. Okay, and I'm going to copy that, actually. Enter. Specify as a base point, and I'm going to move that right in there. Okay, now if I get a little closer, I can see that I have a little overlapping space here. So I need to move the stud that's over here to the left. Alright, so I'm going to click move. I'm going to click on that stud's lines. Enter. Give me a little point here. Let's see, let's do this point right here. And then move it until we butt up right there. And I still got a little bit of a gap there. Let's try to move it just a little bit more. And some of this work gets really tedious, so be prepared. And actually, I think I've got something else going on in there. I think I have some duplicate lines. Move it one more time. I think I did actually accidentally had 2 layers of studs, which that can always make your day, or it's just not locking on right there. Okay, well, if it won't lock on, like I said, it's not mandatory that you do that and have that all perfect there. You do need that king stud going up and down the wall here. You have to have that. You don't necessarily have to move this stud over until it butts up on there. Okay, because all that will work, one and the same. All right, so I'm going to go to my hatch here and undo that hatching that I did. And I thought I had a none selection. Let's see. There we go. We can just delete it. Of course, I am going to do some hatching to this in the end. We want that. All right. So now we have set our door. We've trimmed it out. We've got all the pieces in place. I don't need this. Let me trim that. Okay. Nope. Trim. All right. Now turn my construction layer off. And you can see everything is just dandy, except for one thing. I forgot a king stud again. Okay, there has to be a king stud tying things in over here as well. So one more copy. And enter. And we can find a base point. Tie it in. Now we're done. Okay, so I had king studs on both sides of that door. We just kind of left that one stud there by itself with that little space between it, which is perfectly okay. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, weird that way. But anyway, it's all done. So go ahead and create, or you've already created your wall, hopefully, and go ahead and cut your windows and doors out, following what I've done here. And you can always ask me. I'll come around and help you out. You may miss something or forget something or what have you. All right, we will see you in the next episode. which is, I don't know yet, probably doing some internal walls, because we have to do these walls actually also. We have to do every single wall around here and then every single wall on the inside.